move on, get ready for the next one. I mean, it was a battle last night, and we came out the short end of the stick, but it's one game, so you got to move on. No big deal. We would have loved to won it, but you got to battle back and win the next one.
I'm sure there was a lot in life, but what are some things you think you need to improve on?
Consistency with our game, like, play that battle, play that heavy game for 60 minutes. You can't play it for 25 and expect success from that. And like I said, we did a lot of things right the first 25, and after that, they took over a little bit.
Did you see your team sort of revert back to the way it was playing a little bit earlier in the season?
There were some times in that, but I think that was some of the overtime was, in the third period, second period, they had a lot of chances against us. And like I said, we just got away from doing the good things that we done. And for whatever reason, it happens, but it shouldn't be that much of a difference from being excellent for 25 minutes and then being not too good.
Is Igor coming out of this physically okay?
Yeah, he's great. I just seen them all. He's no issues with him. 83 shots is quite a bit though, but he's been doing that all year for us. So.
Any update on Ryan Lindgren?
Lindgren, he banged up a little bit, but you know what? He'll be there tomorrow, I'm sure. So
yeah.
Just maintenance and get ready for playoff games, and that's what it's going to be with a lot of the players. So.
I'm wondering how you look at it when you have one power play, you have a lethal power play. Was it they weren't calling a tight game, or were you not forcing the opponent into taking that?
There probably should have been a couple calls made, definitely when you look back at it and look at it, but again, we're not going to complain. We're going to go play our game, and obviously disappointed that they got the 5-on-3, and so there's a couple hits like that, but you know what, you move on, you play the game. That wasn't the difference in the hockey game. We just got to make sure we play better for 60 minutes. We'll be fine.
You've been involved in a lot of playoff games. Are these games easier or harder to get over?
Sorry,
Are these games easier in the playoffs, easier to get over, or are they harder to get over?
No, I mean, you know what? It'll be harder if we're playing Colorado, who's probably the best team in the league, and you lose 5-0, like games like that where, you're saying to your team, how are we going to get back from this? We're playing a very good team who I think anybody can win this series. The better team's going to win this series, and it's going to be a battle. So, you know what? It's one game, you get over it, and you move on. I mean, last night it was tough, no doubt. The game's over, you lose in the 6th-period battle, and you lose your home ice a little bit, but it's we still believe we're a real good team. We still believe we're going to win the series. So that's the thing I'm going to take from this, and tomorrow night's a big game for us now. So, but I don't feel like it's we come in here, we got dominated by a team. We played this team well all year, and we know what we got. We know we got to be better.
What does your game this game, does it change how you had some things laid out in terms of whether it's off days or things like that?
Yeah, today wasn't going to be an off day, but obviously, you're not going to skate your team after 6 periods of hockey, so I'm sure the same for them. But no, it doesn't change a whole lot of difference. Like tomorrow, the guys will do their regular routine and get ready for a game again.
Did you like Fox's game last night?
Yeah, he was real good. Yeah, he makes some good plays and made some great passes, and a couple of our best chances weren't even shots on net, but we just missed on the execution. But he played really solid.
Is there anything you can do to encourage players to take shots from the middle of the ice instead of?
I'm trying, Larry.
Yeah,
no.
Instinct, and it's just the way they are. And
yeah, and you watch games every night, and you see the highlights every night, and honestly, like Foxy's walking down the gut there, and he got a great chance to shoot the puck, but you know what? If Stromer doesn't get handcuffed a little bit, he's got a wide open net, and I'm not going to tell those players not to make those plays. They're skilled, they're talented, and they got to make those plays. And it's as a coach, as you're saying, shoot, and then when you do, when it doesn't, the success isn't there. You're a little kicking yourself a bit, but they work so many times, and that's the plays they work on in practice. So I'm not going to tell them, Foxy, you're a hell of a player. Keep doing what you're doing.
I was actually not. I was thinking actually, maybe tackle you.
Yeah, shoot them.
Yeah,
certain. Like I said, when skilled guys, I'd like to see them shoot a little, get more pucks to the net. There's no doubt, but on that situation, I want Foxy will make the right play more times than not. So
Crosby in that line played a big part in the shift in the game. Is there any adjustments that you want to see?
Well, we don't want to give. Like I said, the first 25 was real good against them, and we just give them too much room to make plays. And when you're playing against that line, they're gonna make some real quick plays. They got a lot of talent, they got a lot of speed. Gensel goes to the net, they know what they're doing. They do a lot of great face-off plays, so we gotta do a better job there too. But, you know, we'll play them hard and play better for 60 minutes.
Are there adjustments that you must make, or do you just trust that your game was fine and everything's fine, we'll just keep going?
Well, I'm not gonna change our style of play, that's for sure. I mean, again, last night was 6 periods of hockey. Were they better in the second half of the game? Yes. But were we dominant in the first half? Yes. So I'm not gonna make big adjustments. It's just gonna try and get us to be more consistent with our game.
The physical nature of how you started that game, with all the hits and stuff, like, can you sustain that? I mean, like,
Well, it wasn't just the hits, it was playing fast, you know what I mean? Like, the hits were great when we will finish some checks, as the big guys get some checks on their defensemen, but it's not just that, it's about, you know, playing fast, staying in the offensive zone and getting more game there. Once we started letting them go D to D and across the ice, then the game opened up, and that's not the way we wanna play. We just had to be more quicker on a forecheck, and the hitting helps, but it's not all about that.
Do you think it was more forecheck and quickness there rather than puck management?
Yeah,
The times that they-
and the puck management hurt us probably halfway through the second when we started to make some plays. Instead of driving the net and getting pucks in behind their defensemen, we started trying making plays in the high slot, and they were broken up, and then they started going the other way.
You had to play with, you know, one less defenseman there for a while. Did you show how Keandre, you know, the whole night stepped up? Keandre Miller?
They all did. Every one of them played hard. They competed hard. They play hard. Keandre's a great young player for us. He's doing a real good job, and we really like the improvement he's doing. Same as Snyder and all the guys. So.
Getting back to the speed and the forecheck that you guys had in the first period, you made a comment last night. I'm curious, like, do you think that's too hard to play at that pace for the entire game, or do you?
Well, I think when the forecheck isn't, I mean, finishing every check's going to be, you know, it's going to wear you down too.
Yeah.
So, do I expect the Rebo and those guys to play that way for the whole game? Yes, I do. You know, because that's what their role is, and that's what they do. That's what they do best. Do I expect Panarin's line to do that not all night? No. I like to play fast and be aggressive in the forecheck, but they're not going to finish checks all night long. They're going to finish in some bumps and that, but I don't expect them to run around and you know, take their energy out from finishing that forecheck and big hits on that. They're not going to do that.
Did the Eagle line show you something with how
Played
they
real
played that
well. I
style?
like the way they played.
Yeah.
It's too bad they were on the ice for the winning goal against them, but
Yeah.
I thought they had a real good night.
What did you think of Panarin's game and just how he impacted things?
He created a lot of chances last night, you know, I mean, when we look back at the chances, he missed on some real good chances, but overall, you know, we all can be better, not just Panarin. We all can be better. We were all really good, and then we were all fair. That's my assessment of Panarin and the rest of the team.
Except for Igor, what did you learn from him last night?
Who?
Igor. What did you learn from him?
Nothing. Same as always. Gives us a chance to win. That's what he does.